You were never taught this, because if you had been, you'd be free by now. Have you ever felt a pressure in your throat when you wanted to speak your truth but held it back? Or an aching stiffness in your spine after a day where you swallowed your emotions and said nothing? These aren't just physical symptoms. They are the aftershocks of energetic imbalance, the body's echo of an inner lie. What if I told you that your spine and your throat are not just anatomical structures, but sacred pathways of energy where your highest potential either flows or is trapped? This is not about posture. It's not about physical fitness. It's about spiritual architecture. Your spine is not a stack of bones. It is a living temple, a vertical bridge connecting your primal instincts to your divine knowing. Each vertebra is a vault holding the weight of experiences you never processed. Every moment you silenced your grief, every time you nodded instead of screaming no, your body absorbed it. It stored the unspoken words and unmet emotions in the tissues between your shoulder blades, in the base of your neck, in the curvature of your lower back, and your throat. Oh, your throat is the gate. The ancient Egyptians believed the power of creation resided in the spoken word. The Hindus said the Vishuddha chakra, located at the throat, is the purifier of emotion through sound. The Greeks honored Hermes, whose caduceus, the spine entwined with serpents, symbolized both healing and divine speech. These cultures knew something we forgot. Energy can lodge in the body when truth is withheld. And in modern life, we are taught to withhold. From childhood, you were conditioned to be agreeable, to speak when spoken to hide your emotions for the comfort of others. You became fluent in polite silence, in disguising your rage, your grief, your passion. And while your mind buried the emotions deep, your spine and throat remembered. They recorded every suppressed truth. So now when you sit in silence and feel that lump in your throat, it is not just anxiety, it is memory. The memory of self-abandonment. Imagine your body as a musical instrument, a sacred harp made of vertebrae and breath. If one string is wound too tight or left untouched, the whole melody falters. Your life becomes a tune that's out of rhythm with your soul. But here's what they never told you. You can retune it. Your pain is not punishment, it's a portal. The pressure you feel in your throat is an invitation to speak, to breathe, to break open. The tension in your spine is not a sign of failure. It is a messenger, alerting you that your inner architecture needs attention. And when you begin to release this energy, when you learn how to cleanse what has been stored and silenced, you begin to return to your voice, to your power, to your clarity. So let us begin there. Let us strip away the myth that your body is just a machine, that emotion is just drama, that silence is virtue. Let us start with the truth. You were designed to be a vessel of pure resonance. And everything that blocks your throat and spine from expressing that resonance is ready to be cleared. This is your awakening. The tension was never random. The pain was never without purpose. It was your body's cry for truth. And now, finally, you are ready to listen. Do you know the power hidden in your voice? Not your ability to speak a language, not the words you say, but the vibration, the frequency of your true unfiltered voice. Your throat, your Vishuddha, is not just a communication center. It is an alchemical vessel, a place where thought becomes sound and sound becomes reality. You've been told to find your voice, but no one told you how much trauma is blocking it. The throat chakra is the bridge between your heart's emotion and your mind's thought. It is where your inner world tries to meet the outer world. But when this gate is blocked by fear, guilt, or shame, your truth cannot pass through. You silence yourself. You say what's safe. You speak in code. You become a shadow of who you are. This isn't just poetic. It's scientific. Sound is vibration, and vibration affects matter. Dr. Masaru Emoto's work on water crystals showed how positive or negative words could alter the structure of water. And guess what? Your body is mostly water. Your voice, then, is not just an expression. It is a sculptor, carving your internal state and your external reality. When you suppress your voice, you distort your energetic field. You felt this. That choking sensation when you want to cry but hold it in. The dryness when you want to scream but don't. The subtle hoarseness after a day of saying things you didn't mean. These are not random. They are residue. Residue of unspoken truths. Residue of a soul restrained. In ancient cultures, the spoken word was sacred. Egyptian priests would chant specific syllables to open energetic pathways. Sanskrit mantras were designed to align the vibrational tone of your voice with the cosmos. Even in Christianity, "in the beginning was the Word" speaks to this universal truth. Creation begins with sound. So why do we now treat our voices like weapons or afterthoughts? Why are you afraid to be heard? Because you've been punished for your truth. Maybe not with fists, but with silence, rejection, ridicule. Somewhere in your past, you learned that speaking authentically is dangerous. So you adapted. You edited your truth to fit the room. But your soul is not interested in fitting in. Your soul wants to resonate, to speak in harmony with your purpose, to declare your frequency to the world. Not in volume, but in alignment. When your voice and your truth match, there is no need to convince. The vibration itself does the work. But how do you clear the blocks? First, you must notice them. Pay attention to how often you hold back in conversation. Watch your posture when you feel nervous. Is your chin tilted down, your shoulders curled forward, your neck tight? That's the body trying to protect the throat. It's instinctive. Then, breathe. Place one hand on your throat and one on your belly. Speak your name slowly. Say it again, not like a robot, but as if you are introducing your soul. Feel the vibration rise from your center, pass through your heart, and exit through the gateway of your voice. This is not about being loud, it's about being true. Because when you begin to speak from alignment, something shifts. People listen differently. You listen differently. Your reality bends to the frequency of your voice. And the world begins to reflect what you finally dared to say. Now, turn your awareness downward from the throat to the spine. This isn't a descent, it's a pilgrimage, a sacred return to the temple you've been living in your entire life, yet rarely visited consciously. Your spine is not just bone and cartilage, it is a highway of energy, a conduit of memory, a ladder between the ground and the sky, between instinct and insight, between the animal and the angel within you. Each vertebra holds history. The lower spine, your coccyx and sacrum, anchors your primal safety. It remembers early childhood fear, ancestral traumas, collective survival codes. Move upward and you enter the lumbar region, where unprocessed emotions about worth, guilt, and control are stored. Higher still, your thoracic spine shelters your heart's bruises and betrayals. And the cervical spine, climbing toward the throat and head, gathers the mental clutter. Beliefs, judgments, confusion. So when your back aches, when your shoulders hunch, when your neck stiffens, it's not just bad ergonomics, it's emotional sediment. You've been carrying more than your physical weight. Modern medicine treats spinal tension with painkillers and posture correction. But the ancients approached the spine as a metaphysical system. In India, the 7 chakras align along this axis. In Egypt, initiates spoke of the Jed pillar, the backbone of Osiris, as a symbol of resurrection. In Taoist tradition, the spine is the bridge of immortality, channeling life force through breathing and motion. These cultures understood what many have forgotten. Your spine is where the soul anchors. You can think of it as a flute, hollow yet powerful, waiting for divine breath to play its song. But when that flute is clogged with energetic debris, the melody falters. You stop dancing. You stop dreaming. You feel disconnected from yourself. And yet, your spine waits. It is patient. It does not give up on you. Every time you breathe deeply into your belly, every time you stretch in the morning or twist gently before bed, it listens. It receives. It begins to release. Releasing doesn't have to be dramatic. It can begin with awareness. What part of your spine do you neglect? Where do you feel tight by mid-afternoon? Which areas ache most during emotional stress? These are the clues. The body never lies. Here's a truth you may not want to hear. Your body has already told you everything. It whispered when you ignored your boundaries. It clenched when you endured what you should have walked away from. It stiffened when you swallowed pain for the sake of peace. And now, all of that is asking to be heard. Spinal cleansing begins with permission. Not a technique, not a posture, but the sacred permission to feel. To scan your back, not for symmetry, but for memory, for emotion, for echoes of the moments when you twisted yourself, literally or metaphorically, to survive. This is how we untangle the knots. We feel. We bring the breath to the base of the spine. We imagine golden light traveling upward with each inhale, softening the vertebrae one by one. We exhale the stuckness, the expectations, the lies, the burdens. We trust the spine to open when it is ready. You are not broken, you are storing. But storage is not your destiny. You were born to circulate energy, not stockpile pain. And the moment you choose to become conscious of your spine, not just mechanically but spiritually, you begin the climb. Upward, into clarity, into strength, into resonance. Your spine is not your burden, it is your blessing. And it is waiting for your return. Long before modern psychology, long before chiropractic tools and breathwork apps, there were those who understood the sacred mechanics of the body. They were called priests, shamans, seers, yogis. They lived along the Nile, in the mountains of Tibet, under the marble domes of Greece. And though their languages differed, their teachings echoed the same truth. The body is a temple of energy, and every blockage in the throat or spine is a doorway to awakening. You see, they didn't wait for illness to treat the body. They preserved energy by moving it. They honored it with ritual, with breath, with voice, with posture. Their maps were symbolic yet precise. Their methods were mystical yet deeply practical. In Egypt, the raising of the Jed pillar was more than ceremony. It was resurrection of inner alignment. During sacred rites, initiates would visualize energy rising from the base of the spine, awakening each vertebra with life force light. It was a mystical spinal cleanse, a call to stand upright in both flesh and spirit. In India, yogis spoke of kundalini, coiled serpent energy sleeping at the base of the spine. With conscious breath and disciplined focus, this energy could rise, activating chakras and unblocking the voice of the soul. This wasn't just physical yoga, it was alchemy. In Greece, Pythagoras taught that healing came from harmonic resonance. His followers used sound, intonations, intervals, frequencies to clear emotional debris from the nervous system. They didn't separate music from medicine, nor spirit from science. You are not so different from them. Yes, your world is louder, faster, more artificial, but your soul is timeless. And the wisdom they carried flows through your veins, waiting to be remembered. The rituals of these ancient cultures may seem foreign, but their essence is accessible. They teach us this. Healing is not about fixing, it is about remembering, reconnecting, releasing. So how do you apply this? In your modern life of deadlines and notifications, you begin simply, with reverence. Every morning, stand barefoot, place your hand on your throat, feel the pulse of life, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and imagine it traveling down your spine like golden nectar. Pause, let it touch every vertebra, then exhale slowly, releasing sound, a hum, a tone, a prayer. Not for perfection, but for presence. This is your ritual, and as you repeat it, day after day, you begin to notice subtle shifts. Your posture corrects not from effort, but from freedom. Your voice deepens, not in pitch, but in truth. You say what matters without rehearsing. You sit taller, not to impress, but because your spine is remembering how to carry your light. And if you want to go deeper, use symbols. Light a candle and watch how the flame flickers when you chant. Feel how different it is when you whisper versus when you speak with intention. Place a blue stone, like lapis lazuli, near your throat when journaling. Let its frequency amplify your truth. These may feel small, even silly, but what is ritual if not symbolic permission to become sacred again? The ancients weren't obsessed with information. They were devoted to embodiment. So now it is your turn. Not to become someone new, but to become who you were before the blocks. It's before the silence, before the spine collapsed under weight it was never meant to carry. You are your own priest, your own pyramid, your own oracle, and everything you need to cleanse this energy is already within you. Now the path becomes yours to walk. You've remembered the temples, you've seen the blocks, you've honored the pain, but remembering is not enough. Cleansing is a practice, and practice means devotion, not perfection. So what do you do here in this life of alarms and appointments when your soul whispers for liberation? You create space, not just physical space, but energetic space. Space where you allow the release of what no longer serves, the stuck emotions in your back, the unsaid truths in your throat. This is not a grand ritual for the mountaintop. It's a gentle return every single day. Begin with breath. Each morning, place one hand on your lower back, the other on your throat. Inhale through your nose and imagine light gathering at your tailbone. As you exhale, imagine that light flowing up the spine and pouring out through your mouth. Not as words, but as presence. Do this 5 times with intention. Add movement, slow spinal rolls, gentle cat-cow stretches, or simply standing tall and breathing into your vertebrae. These are not exercises. These are sacred movements, the language your body speaks when words fall short. Let your spine express what your mind has forgotten, then speak. But not just casually. Speak as if each word is an offering. Recite something sacred, a poem, a mantra, your name spoken with reverence. Speak alone in your room if you must. But let your voice emerge, not for approval, but for release. Write. Take pen to paper and let the truths you never spoke pour out. Write letters you'll never send. Tell your body what you withheld. Apologize to your spine for the burdens. Thank your throat for surviving the silences. This is sacred storytelling, one that reshapes your nervous system from the inside out. And finally, rest. Yes, rest. Stillness is not laziness. It is the womb of transformation. Lie down. Breathe into your spine. Hum softly. Let your body become a tuning fork for peace. Do this daily, not as a chore, but as a ceremony, a return, a remembering. Because when you do, something magical happens. The people around you begin to shift, not because you taught them, but because your vibration changed. Your spine begins to align. Your voice begins to command, not from force, but from resonance. You become magnetic, not in the social media sense, but in the sacred sense. People feel something when they are near you. Animals respond. Children gravitate. Life unfolds with fewer resistances. Why? Because you are no longer at war with your own truth. Your spine and your throat are no longer prisons. They are portals. And when you live like this, when you walk the world with that kind of alignment, you are no longer seeking healing. You are offering it. This is what embodiment looks like. Not flashy, not performative, but powerful, subtle, like the wind that bends trees without ever being seen. And remember this, every day is a new opportunity to begin again. No matter how long you've stayed silent, no matter how long you've been hunched, no matter how long you've stored pain in your body like unwanted inheritance, you can choose now. You can breathe now. You can speak now. You can rise. And when you do, your spine becomes a song, your voice becomes a prayer, and your life becomes a temple. Return to it, again and again. Because the world needs your resonance, and you, finally, are ready to offer it. Your voice is sacred. Your spine is divine. You are not broken. You are simply remembering. When you cleanse the negative energy stored in your throat and spine, you realign with the truth that has always lived within you. The ancients knew this. Now it's your turn to embody it. If this message touched you, share it, reflect on it, speak it. Let others feel what you've awakened to today. The more you vibrate in truth, the more you change the field for everyone around you. Comment below how your body speaks to you. And don't forget to subscribe for more guidance on awakening your hidden energy.